Hi everyone, and a very happy Diwali to you for all the people who are in India or Indians or anybody who actually celebrates Diwali in any part of the world. Wishing you a very happy Diwali. So please do excuse the crackers. There are a lot of crackers bursting outside, so maybe the sound might be a bit uh, jinxed at times, but I hope you can hear me. Alright, so today I am exploring the question that is suggested to me by Anne Mai. So I don't know if I'm pronouncing this right, but this is something that she has suggested, and I found it quite interesting. So today we're looking at what would your future spouse find attractive about you physically. Okay, so this might include traits which are not just physical. It might include what other things your future spouse might find interesting or attractive about you, but primarily I'm planning to tackle what they find physically attractive about you. So let's see what comes up. So in front of you are 4 piles: pile number 1, pile number 2, pile number 3, and pile number 4. Pile number 1 is rose quartz. Pile number 2 is citrine. Pile number 3 is lapis lazuli. And pile number 4 is red jasper. So let's keep away the others and let's go to the interpretation of the first one, which is pile number 1 with rose quartz. And once again, the question is, what would your future spouse find attractive in you physically or otherwise? Okay. So pile number 1 with rose quartz. Sorry for the crackers, guys. Please bear with me. It's going to be there for another 2 days, I think. First card, listening. Femme fatale. Hermit. Five of Wands. 8 of Swords. And the Chariot. Okay, let's see what's going on here. Very first thing that I am getting here about the physical attraction part of it, I feel that if you are a person who is, sorry for the crackers, guys. Okay, so if you are female, then I feel that your future spouse would find you like a femme fatale. Okay, it's the light attributes of femme fatale is highlights the erotic energy of the feminine, opens your heart when your dependency is rejected. So I can see in this card, there is, so this would not just apply for women, I think even for men. There is a sort of a magnetic attraction that you emanate. Okay, it's very, very exciting. It's very sexy. It's very it's actually very hypnotic, because that's what a femme fatale is. So that's the first thing I'm getting. Like, this person, your future spouse, would probably spot you out in a number of people and just kind of zero in on the fact that you are so attractive. Okay, so the very first thing, the first physical attribute they notice is that you are very magnetic and attractive and sexy. Okay, there is a way you carry yourself. Probably you would be someone who's used to wearing a lot of dark sort of colors, like black, purple, um, maroon, or red, something that is very noticeable, mostly. And also the way you wear it, it might not be the latest fashion, but somehow it would kind of suit you very well and just kind of go with your personality very well. And I'm seeing that this whole aspect of you kind of magnetizes your spouse to you. They would find you a femme fatale kind of person. Whether you're a guy or a girl, they would just find you very hypnotically attractive. Right. The second thing I'm seeing here is that you might be a person who otherwise does not really like mingling too much with people. I mean, I'm sure you do a good job, but you are a person who likes their private space, their private time. And that's why I get the Hermit card, which is seeks solitude to focus intensely on inner life, serves personal creativity. So yeah, so this is another thing that I think your spouse would actually find very attractive about you, because when I pair up both these cards, the Hermit and the Femme Fatale, it's like, when they start, so at first when they see you, you might be somebody who's very quiet, very much into themselves, very much a person who has their whose best comes out when they are alone. But when in relationship, I think your real self, your femme fatale self, actually comes out. And actually, a femme fatale kind of person is also very sensual, very has a kind of power, a kind of magnetic power over people. And that self is reserved only for close, intimate relationships with you. Okay, so it's like for everybody else, you'd just be a hermit, you'd be a person who's very quiet and very withdrawn into themselves. But for your partner, you would be somebody who is very hypnotically attractive. Okay, so that's another thing. So the very first thing that they might notice about you is that you're quiet and you're, but quiet but very attractive, and that would like kind of make them zero in on you whenever it is that you both meet. Now, I also feel with the listening card that one of the skills that you have, or rather, you might not have that skill, but you might probably kind of have it while you're interacting with your partner, and this might be reserved only for close people. So, this skill of listening, okay, so your partner would really like that, because you have this patient and calm way of actually hearing people out. You're not somebody who's like, you're not a very you're probably not a very talkative person, right? You choose your words, you choose your words, you measure your words, and then speak, and you listen more than talk, right? And that would be very, very attractive for the person who's going to be your future spouse. And because they feel heard, they feel special, that someone like you would listen to them, right? Would give them a very patient ear, right? So that is another thing that I'm seeing here. Now, with the Five of Wands, what I'm getting is that I think your spouse might have to compete with quite a few people for you, okay? Because you are someone who likes to stay at the top. Okay, so with the femme fatale and the five of wands, I feel that you're a person who doesn't, you are a hermit, but you are aware of uh, of social standing, okay, of reputations, and this is reminding me a lot of Scorpio, okay, because Scorpio or Capricorn. So these people are withdrawn. They might not talk too much, but they need to stay on top of everything, right? So you're a person who probably um, likes who has a sort of reputation of being unattainable, maybe, or being someone who is a bit distant, and people need to work hard to get close to you. And so I feel that's another additional attraction energy that I'm seeing in your spouse, that maybe having to fight for you um, would be something which is very attractive to them, because maybe they are people who like to achieve goals, and you would probably be a goal to achieve for them. Okay, now with the Eight of Swords energy here, I feel that there is a sense of well, see, you come across as a really powerful person. You come across as a very someone who's very much in control of themselves, very much somebody who chooses things and is very calm and composed. But I feel that somewhere inside there is a person waiting to be rescued. Okay, there is a very probably this might be certain patterns, certain negative beliefs you have kind of absorbed or inculcated in you throughout life, and maybe these things keep you kind of locked inside your own mind or your own heart. So with the Eight of Swords, it feels like there is another person altogether when you get out of those limiting beliefs. And this person, your spouse, would see that, and that would be extremely attractive to them, because it's a feeling of rescuing somebody. So I mean, it's like layers. Your spouse is finding layers to you, and one of the layers is that there is a person who wants to be rescued. There's a person who is passionate. There's a person who has dreams, has hopes, but you have probably closed them up in a box somewhere, because how life is at times. So temporarily you might have closed them up somewhere and put them at the back of the shelf, and I feel that this person would be able to actually zero in on that. So I feel whoever your spouse is going to be is a very insightful kind of person, because you don't get this close, right? And that would also be a very attractive quality for them, because maybe that makes them feel very wanted in your life, and that's probably one of the things that is going to glue this person to you, to your life, to your relationship. With the Chariot card, I feel that maybe I'm once again getting the energy of you letting them take care of you, okay, is very attractive to them, because this girl here is like sitting on top of a haystack and the man is driving it. So it's like this girl has let go. She has let them take the direction, or let them help in some way, and this is something that your person likes, because it's a very even balance is what I'm seeing here, that at times you're in the driver's seat and at times they're in the driver's seat, and with both of you kind of contributing equally to progressing this marriage. So I think that's another thing that your person would find extremely attractive about you, that you know when to let go and when to, take control. So there's a very beautiful balance that I'm seeing in all of these cards. And with the energies of red and blue, I feel that passion and communication would be very significantly good between both of you, and you would probably the communication might be a little bit more, but then it balances out with the listening part, because I feel that the you are someone who might sometimes be a little too communicative, but then with the balance coming in, you would give a very patient ear, and that would lead to the chariot having a very balanced energy. um, in terms of the passion part of it, so I would say that maybe somewhere, there might be blocks in expressing your love, and you might feel a bit intimidated at first because you have not explored that part of it. But I feel your spouse will be very good at getting to know that, and then it would be once you come out of these limitations and fears, I think the passion aspect of the relationship would equalize and balance very well. Okay, so there is this hidden person within you. Okay, there is this person within you who is a femme fatale, who is a person who's very magnetic, hot, sexy, whatever. But it needs the right person to actually get that out of you, and I feel your future spouse is going to do that. Actually, it's going to rescue you from any kind of limitations or limiting beliefs, and kind of get you out of any kind of obstacles that you have, that you've kept for yourself. So I am getting a very strong attraction vibe here. Like I said, even physically, I think they would love your the way you carry yourself, the way you manipulate yourself, the kind of coloring or dress you wear, the way um, your whole personality. I feel they just find your future spouse would just find it very magnetically attractive. They would not just physically be attractive, but once they know you, they would understand that you do have a lot of gifts that you bring to the relationship, with listening and communication and this balancing. So I think on a whole, what I'm seeing is that your spouse would have a very interesting and deep insight into you, and that would make them very, very attracted to you, and kind of make this marriage really very progressive and very you know um, kind of like very contributive to both parts, from both sides of the persons involved. So this is really good. So let's now go to pile number 2. Okay, pile number 2. Let's go to citrine stone. Balance. Rescuer. Avenger. Two of coins, two of pentacles. Ace of swords. And king of cups. Sorry for the light. Okay, so let's see what's going on here in this pile. Okay, so the first thing I feel, okay, so what I am actually getting a twin flame or soulmate sort of vibe here with the yin yang card. So it's like this person is anyways, your future spouse is anyways going to be attracted to you because you are kind of connected in spirit, right? If you are both the other half of each other's souls, there will always be a magnetic attraction between both of you. So it's not a single characteristics that that might attract your future spouse to you. It's just that it's a given. The attraction is a given for this one, all right, because it's from the soul, right? uh, this is a yin yang kind of balance, so whatever attributes you have are balanced by the other, and that's what brings the polarity of both of you together. And it's like, if there are certain things that are missing in you, you would find your partner would have it, your spouse would have it, and and vice versa. So that makes it very, very intensely attractive. Okay, so I see equal attraction in both of you, but primarily going by the question, I would say that your person, your spouse, is going to find you very attractive. It's like they are going to be unable to stay away from you or keep their hands off you, because this is an attraction coming from the soul. You're meant to be attracted to this person, okay? Um, so this is the very first thing. So we've already established attraction here. Now, I feel with the Ace of Swords card, I feel that physically, the attributes that would attract them really is, with the Ace of Swords, I feel that you probably have, like, aquiline features or something very sleek about you, okay? Something very, how do I put this? Like, something that is very sharp, sleek, shiny. Okay, these are the words that I'm getting. That, it's like you don't have to dress yourself up too much, just something very simple, and you still end up looking so good, because there is this light, this radiance within you, which your spouse is going to find very, very attractive. And I also feel with this that you're a very, you would be a very truthful person. People in this pile, I feel very truthful, and kind of that kind of seems to manifest in your physicality as well. And so the picture I'm getting that would be very attractive to your spouse is that no matter what kind of stuff, whatever kind of dressing you have or do, this person is looking at the entire self, your entire self, and is extremely attracted to this person. So, they feel that no matter what you wear, no matter what kind of a hairstyle or what kind of makeup you have, you just end up looking amazingly attractive to this person. I mean, you could, have like the most shabby clothes on, on a holiday, working at home or something, but even that is extremely attractive to your spouse. Of course, on a very physical level, it would be your proportionate, your body would be pretty proportionate, your proportionate body, or a sense of proportionality here. Sharp aquiline features maybe, or a very sleek hairstyle. I think these are the physical attributes that your person, your spouse would really, really find attractive about you. With this sleekness, Okay, I also see the King of Pentacles. So whether you're a lady or a man, I feel King of Pentacles is significant of somebody who is, um, very emotionally mature. Okay, very emotionally mature, compassionate, um, and basically very comfortable with their emotions. So they like that. They like your ability to deal with emotions and be compassionate, um, in your everyday life towards people, towards them, and you probably might have a very, calm, quiet, dignified air about you. I feel with this pile, I'm feeling very calm, quiet, dignified, kind of an air about you, and someone who can handle everything, someone who can handle anything, any emotion, any upheaval that comes up. So that's another thing. That's a personality trait that they would see, that you're someone, maybe if they see you in a crowd, you'll be somebody who's sitting there very calmly with grace, whereas others might be, like talking non-stop or arguing or discussing. You would just be somebody who would, sit there calmly, probably observe people, and whenever needed, put in your comments, and in a very balanced and controlled manner. So that there is a sort of elegance, there's a sort of grace to this card. So with this, pairing this up with this, I think they find this very attractive. Okay, they find that you are internally as well as externally beautiful. That's the sense I'm getting, that not only is the external beauty very magnetic to your spouse, but even the internal beauty of the way you handle yourself is amazing for them. Now, with the Two of Pentacles here, I feel that they would like the fact that you can handle a lot of things in one go. So I don't know, maybe you would meet your future spouse at work while you're handling a lot of things, while you're in a business meeting, or maybe you would, meet them while you're traveling, um, also. But you would be obviously doing a lot of things all at once at that point of time, and that's probably the reason, you stand out as someone who is controlled, basically someone who can like manage their life, someone who has the bandwidth, the power to actually sail through all of these things which keep bombarding you, right? Like you would be multitasking possibly when you meet them, and they just find this ability of yours to kind of um, you know juggle two aspects of life or many aspects of life, and kind of come out seamlessly from it very, very attractive. So it's a very responsible feeling I'm getting from this card, right? So they find your responsibility very, very very, very attractive. Now, um, with the rescuer card, it says provides strength and support to others in crisis, acts out of love with no expectation of reward. So, with this, I am feeling that you also have, this is very much like the King of Swords. There is a side to you which is a rescuer, a protector, and that's a very strong thing coming up in this pile, because it's like, you have this inner strength, and that makes you support people who really, really need it or want it. And you have a very big heart, okay? You have a very big heart, you have a very understanding heart, and implement whatever it tells you to implement. Being a rescuer, kind of supporting the underdog, talking for people who can't talk for themselves. And it's possible you might even be into some causes, social causes. And this is very, very exciting for your person. It's very attractive to your person that you have this quality that they admire, that you are a rescuer, you're someone in control, you're someone who you seem a lot in control. Pile number two, you seem a lot in control. You're people who can manage stuff. I think they're very rare instances when you actually, just give it all up and say, "Oh God, I can't manage this." You just know how to balance, right? No matter what life throws at you, and this is something that's very attractive to your person. Now, with Avenger, it says desire to balance the scales of justice, righteousness on behalf of society or oneself. And so, yeah, with this card and the Ace of Swords, it's the truth aspect. Okay, it's the truth aspect of your personality that would be very attractive to your future spouse, right? Because you are someone who actually likes justice. You like fairness. You're very fair. You're very, you know, you want justice for everyone. It's not just going to be, it's not a selfish trait. I mean, you're not selfish. You're someone who has a big heart, like I said, and you like to, you know, you like to go for causes which kind of balance the scales of justice, which make people have justice. And this is another thing that your person really, really would find extremely attractive about you, because maybe part of that is there within them also. Because when I'm actually seeing this balance card and the Two of Coins, it's like you both complement each other. So or you're both similar to each other in some manner. So maybe your future spouse is somebody like this himself personally, right? And that's probably what attracts them to you, because they either see some similarity or they see something complementary. So this is what they find very attractive. I also sense from this Avenger card that maybe there might be some sort of a cultural or religious difference between you, because I'm seeing a map here, and I feel maybe you both might not be from the same location or area, or even if you are, maybe there are ancestral or genetic lineages which are from very different parts of the world, and that's very attractive to your person physically, right? Because some people like that foreign element in their spouse, and I really feel that with this card that that sort of international or exotic or different side physical attribute of you might be very attractive to your spouse, because maybe they don't look like you. It could even be as simple as they don't look like you, and so they're very, very attractive, right? And that also happens. And with the mask this person is wearing, it's like this person it's like you don't show this to the world, but it's like when the person gets to know you, then they see your self, your real self. And there is I'm getting very attracted to this card. There is a sense of embracing the world here. It's like there is a personality trait. Maybe you have that personality trait where it doesn't matter to you what culture or what continent or what region, location, religion a person comes from. You just see everybody, for themselves, the real true self, right? And this is something that people would like very much about you. So so with this pile number two, I do feel that your person. Sorry, the video cut out, but yeah. So this is one. So the other thing that it is attracting me is that there seems to be some sort, your person, what your spouse, what they find attractive about you. I think there's some sort of a light that they feel is kind of emanating out of you. You know, with this card, I feel that they feel that there's something, you know, about you which is kind of like supernatural. So so it's like with the, I mean, not in a bad way, with the Avenger card, it's like, you know, like it's like a superhero, right? And the Rescuer card and the, you know, the Ace of Swords, it's like there is a quality about you which is kind of heroic for them, okay? And they love that. They feel that it's kind of like, you know, otherworldly, supernatural, and you know, they really like that. I also sense that for your person, and when I actually look at the balance card and the two of pentacles, it's like the eternity symbol. So once again, I'm getting the twin flame vibe here, and it's possible that you two are very different from each other, and that's the reason this person's so attracted to you. So, you know, I feel, yeah, this is what is happening in pile number 2. And this is what your future spouse would find very attractive about you. So yeah, with that, let's go to pile number 3. So pile number 3 is Lapiz lazuli. Healing sounds, networker, shapeshifter, the hanged woman, 3 of coins, pentacles, and 7 of cups. Okay, very interesting. So what would pile 3's future spouse find attractive about them, physically or otherwise? Right. Very first thing that I see is that, you know, there is there's a very kind of secretive, you know, air about you, okay? That initially when they meet you, I feel there might be a very secretive air about you. Not really secretive in a bad way, but it's like, you know, they would kind of like keep guessing, you know, what you're all about. What is it that you're all about? You know, what do you keep hidden? It's, you know, inside yourself. They'd be very, very intrigued by your personality. I feel you might be a person who likes to dress very perfectly, actually, you know, everything in its place kind of a feeling that I'm getting over here. Inside, you know, you are always dressed for the occasion, right? Whether it's, so if it's a business party, you are dressed like that. If it's a casual one, you dress very appropriately, right? And they find that quite fascinating. But despite the external appearance, I feel that they might find you, I mean, they can't pinpoint what kind of a person you are, and you just catch their eye, and they would, like, you know, feel as though they want to get to know you, right? They want to take this mask away and get to know you better, you know, to see the different layers of personality that is there, you know, that you hold. Now, then I feel with the networker and the 3 of coins or the 3 of pentacles, I feel you're a person, and then I'm going to read the attributes which say that enhances unity through the sharing of information, engenders social awareness and empathy. And then with shapeshifter here, skill at navigating through different levels of consciousness, ability to see the potential in everything. So when I actually, like take these two cards and then the Seven of Cups and then the Three of Coins, I think you are a person who, like, you know how to shift perspectives very easily. So you're a person who's probably like a networker. You're a person who gets along with people very well, okay? Um, you somehow seem to just gel with people, and you seem to understand them, or people seem to feel that you understand them no matter what kind of a perspective or personality they have. You just are somebody who is a natural at getting to understand people. All right, so that's why it's possible you're always like in the center of attention, and that is something very attractive. You're always zipping around, you're always exchanging information with people, kind of like you're everywhere. Basically, the feeling I'm getting here is like you're everywhere. You are good at your work, you're good with your friends, you're popular, you're like in like 10 different parts all at once, a multitasker, somebody who is kind of like changes gears very easily and can manage it, right? Extremely good at communication, probably, and very vision oriented, goal oriented. You have big dreams, you have big goals, okay? And I feel that that is something that your person, your spouse would find extremely attractive about you when they meet, because they would like to understand all these layers that you have. And it's like they kind of pinpoint one thing about you. Okay, so she or he is like this, and then suddenly you change. Okay, very unpredictable vibe I'm getting from this pile. Okay, it's like you have so many layers that your person would like find it fascinating for to kind of like experience so many parts of you. It's like a bouquet of flowers, and you have different colors in it, right? That's what, so that's what I sense from this card, that your person would really find attractive about you. You're somebody probably also who, like I was saying, you're always dressed for the occasion, and you're like always there in the eye of the storm, in the center of everybody's in the center of a group, probably someone who's very dynamic is what I'm getting. Yeah, that's what I feel. The other thing I'm seeing here is that maybe you are, with this healing sounds card, I think maybe you're good at singing, okay, or maybe you have a very beautiful voice quality. Okay, so this is something that your voice would fascinate your future spouse. I think they would just find it very soothing and healing to just listen to you for hours on end, because like you have, first of all, so much to share. You are like a world of information in itself. You are a visionary, you are a shapeshifter. You have so many things to share that I think your person would love to just keep listening to you for ages and ages on end. And they find this quality of your voice very soothing, very healing. And so that's another thing. Now, with the Hanged Man card, I feel that this is like when they get to know you, I think you are a person who is very tuned into perspectives. This is an amazing quality. I find this very amazing actually in this group, because every time we're getting this, that you have this ability to change perspectives, to see people from their perspective, and this is a very beautiful quality, because not everyone likes to change perspectives. I mean, you have your perspective and that's all there is to it, right? So you seem to have a skill, of changing perspectives according to the person. And when they get to know you, they understand that life for you is, it's like you take life very you know in a very graceful manner. You can face challenges and can come out the other end quite okay, because you know how to adapt. With a hangman card, you know how to adapt, you know how to when things are not going well for you, you know how to kind of like stay happy even then. Okay, and that's fascinating for your future spouse, because they are, I mean, like, everyone needs that, right? Everyone wants people who are so strong and tough and resilient inside, that they can come out the other end of a storm unscathed. So I think that's another quality that they like. I also feel from this that with your partner in the relationship, you might be a person who's very compromising. All right, like, so this is only meant for relationships, right? With others, you are this dynamic person who kind of understands, is out there, shares. But with your person, you are like somebody who is very compromising, who just goes with the flow and kind of lets that person kind of like just makes way for that person, kind of accommodates that person in your life. And I feel that that is something that they might find very, very attractive about you, that you have this big spirit or heart that allows you to kind of compromise and adjust very well with them. So actually, they would probably find you the perfect husband or wife, because like that's what most people want, right? Then I feel your yeah, so with the dressing, I did tell you that I feel that you are always dressed for the occasion, but I think for your partner, the other thing that they would like is the understatedness of it all, right? You have an understated way, so you would not, although you'd be dressed for the occasion, you'd not be too much in the face. You wouldn't be too much on the glamour part of it. You'd just be a very understated elegance. That is what I am seeing, and that they find very alluring, very fascinating, mysterious. And I do feel you might be of athletic build, quite some of you in this group, and I think the way and you have this, I think what your spouse also would find really, really attractive is that you have this you look different on different days. Okay, so some day you would be dressed a certain way and the other day you'd be dressed a certain way, and they find that very, very alluring, that you could have so many shades to you, and they would love to they find that very attractive in terms of exploring what kind of a person you are, right? So this is what I'm getting for file number 3. I think it's quite interesting, very interesting. Now we'll go to pile number 4. This is red jasper. Fear. Detective. Servant. Knight of coins. Queen of swords. Queen of Coins. Wow. All right. Okay, so what would your future spouse find very attractive about you, physically or otherwise? I feel that what they would find really, really attractive about you at first would be your aura of being very distant. Okay, so you would be the person who is immaculately dressed, okay, would be very well dressed, and would be someone who isn't really, like talking too much in the crowd. You just have this air of authority, this air of high standards, and like you would appear to this person as very unattainable, I feel, okay, because you have the Queen of Swords here, and it's like, people can't mess with you, all right? People can't take you for granted. People can't be chummy, buddy, pally with you too much. I mean, it's always good to be that way, but with you, people need to have a sense of decorum, a sense of manners or politeness, because that's what you demand. And this is the primary quality that they would find very attractive about you physically, as well as like in terms of nature. Now, I feel that this is somewhere, I think this quality kind of comes, this quality of distance, of being a little aloof and unattainable, comes from some sense of some blockage or some sense of fear, but we're not looking into that right now. We're just saying that this is what the person would find very attractive, and I feel that there might be an initial a sense of intimidation or fear that your future spouse might feel when they first see you, okay, because you just appear so distant and so untouchable and so beautiful that they would be like, God, can I really go for this person? So yeah, I feel that's something that they might feel initially. Now, I do feel, with the detective card as well, this also once again is very much like Queen of Swords, and it says great powers of observation and intuition, desire to seek out the truth. So yes, high standards, right? I mean, this is what your person would find very attractive about you, that you don't just accept anybody. Okay, you are a person who has certain standards and adheres to them. You will not just accept any kind of thing from anyone. Okay, you would go by your standards, and because you are a person who likes to seek the truth, likes to have you have powers of observation, you have intuition, and you understand, you get to know what are their intentions, and so any kind of wrong intentions would be immediately detected by you. I feel you're very insightful of people, and I really feel that your person would find this a very fascinating quality, that you have these high standards, that you would never go down to a certain level, okay, because that's the way you are. Okay, now I also feel with the Queen of Coins and the Knight of Coins, you're very, I feel that with these two cards, it's like, what your person would really like about you or find attractive about you is your earthiness. Okay, there is a quality of earthiness about you. So it's possible that you dress or you dress up in very practical attire, something that is very much required or very apt for the situation. So even in parties, I feel, even in casual gatherings or social occasions, I feel you have a very practical way of dressing. I mean, you would not, experiment too much with your dressing. And in terms of physical attributes, I think this is what they like. You like being comfortable, okay? And this person, this spouse of yours, would really like that about you, because, maybe they are also not the types who are very, because with the Knight of Coins, I feel they are pretty similar that way, to you. And so they really respect this trait that that you have of being very practically dressed. Maybe you use a lot of blues. I sense maybe a lot of blues and maybe blues and greens that you use, because these are very earthy colors, browns maybe, and that is something that they like. Now, in terms of your personality, I feel, you do have, you're not a person who would just jump into any relationship. So I feel with your future spouse, this is going to be like a slow and steady road towards commitment, because with the Knight of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles, I really feel that this marriage would happen after you have explored this relationship, and you are in no hurry to get anywhere, and that is very attractive to your person, to your spouse, because sometimes people find like people find it needy when people have goals like, we need to get married at so and so time, so and so date. So people find that needy, and that's a quality that people might not like. With you, it's like you're very, very decided about the fact that you're not gonna get into something without exploring it, without knowing what is in it for you. And that is something, this slow and sure and non-hurried, non-needy outlook of yours is going to be very attractive to your spouse, future spouse, I feel. Now there is also the card of servant, and actually this is without sounding really odd about it, delight attribute is delight in serving others with a free and loving heart. So I think after they cross this barrier, your spouse crosses this barrier of getting to know you and be in a relationship, there is a person inside you which is very loving and giving. It's like you're a person, and this is giving me a very Virgo kind of vibe. It's like once they get you on their side, you give them your all. Like you are somebody who's going to ensure that you love them and serve them with all your heart, and that is something that is going to totally win over your spouse. It's going to be something that is going to be a surprise, and it's a very beautiful feeling I'm getting from this. It's going to be a surprise for them that, this person who looks so distant, so cool and calm and poised and in control is actually a person with such a lot of love to give. And I think that would just totally, make your person, make your spouse yours, like forever. So I think this is amazing. This is a beautiful thing, and I think in terms of how you address also, I feel there is a kind of very casual vibe I'm getting. Like when you are free and when you are at home, you are someone who dresses very practical, very casual, very comfortable, okay? And that's another thing they like about you. I think your person, your spouse is a lot like you. I sense that, although we haven't seen this, they sense that you're someone who's very comfortable to be around with once you get to know them. And that's you dress that way also, and they also, I feel, are a lot like you, and that's what attracts them to you as well. So I feel your person is like, overall would be very attracted to you because they are in some way very similar to you, to your energies, and that's kind of making this magnetic attraction happen, whether it's physical or otherwise. I think this person would be very attracted to your sense of earthiness, distance, and I feel that even looks wise also, I feel you are a person who gives out this aura of poise, of confidence, calmness, peace, and I think you look that way as well, very serene, and that's what they find really attractive, I think, about you, right? And the distance part of it, the kind of intimidation that you provide to this person, to your spouse, makes them feel very attracted, or they find that very sensitive. And I think that is the main part of their attraction for you with pile 4. So with that, I'm going to end, and I hope you enjoyed this. I'm going to be back with more. This was interesting. Thank you so much, Anna, for suggesting this. I will see you guys later. Bye bye. Thank you.